Do you want a chicken water that is completely hands-free and totally autonomous? If you do, stick around with us and we'll show you how to make one. So we all know the drill, right? Carrying water from a faraway source to water your chickens, your ducks, whatever you've got, and it's a pain, especially in the wintertime. I'm so fortunate I'm here in Texas. I don't have to do that in the freezing cold, but I feel for you guys who do. So hopefully this will help you out. I'm going to show you today how to put this completely hands-free chicken water together. If you're new here, awesome. We want you here on a permanent basis. So go below, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. All right, let's get back to the build. All right, you're going to need three main components. One of those is some sort of chicken watering cup or nipple. We chose these cups, and I'm going to tell you why we chose these specific ones toward the end of the video, but these are really fantastic. All right, two is a 5-gallon bucket. Now you can use something bigger if you have more chickens, but this is plenty for our flock of 8. And number 3 is this. This is a float valve. This we're going to connect a water source to. We're going to connect it in our bucket. That water source will be continuous, but the float valve is going to make sure that our bucket doesn't overflow in the coop. So that is going to help us to be completely hands-free, right? We're going to run it back to the water in our barn here. We've put the chicken coop in a strategic location so that we can pipe and get the water over there. Now, those of you, again, in a winter area, you're going to need to insulate the pipe, yes. We don't have that problem too much here, a little bit, but we'll still be insulating the pipe that's running to this float valve. Let's show you how to put this thing together. The cool thing about this float valve is that it comes with this adapter. This adapter is going to allow us to attach a garden hose to it. And actually, that's what we're going to start with first. We're not going to hard plumb everything in to begin with. We're going to do a little bit, but we're going to run a hose from the end of that hard plumb to this adapter here. This adapter just screws on this elbow here that they give you. All three of these come in the package. So that elbow comes with it, the adapter for the garden hose, and then the float valve itself, and then it just attaches on like that. Got your garden hose, float valve, turns on and off, done. So these cups are really easy to put in. Let's get moving on that, and then we can put the float valve in. So attaching these little cups is really easy. What we're going to do is measure 1 inch up from the bottom of the bucket. Now we've got this lip on the bottom. So the instructions don't specify whether we count that lip, or we include it, or we put it up a little bit farther than that to account for the lip. So that lip is about 1/4 inch. So actually I'm going to account for it, and I'm going to go up 1 1.25 inches. From there it's simple. 3/8 inch drill bit, drill your hole. Installation is really easy. Just take the plastic nut off the back. Make sure your washer is on the outside of your bucket. Now you can clean this up a little bit with some sandpaper. I don't think it's that necessary. We're going to snug this down and feed it through here. Now the hole is tight enough where you might have to screw these in and kind of thread them in there. No problem. Thread them in. Now that we've got our watering cups in, it's time to put in that float valve. So the float valve requires a 7/8 inch hole. I don't have a hole saw that's 7/8 inch. I don't have a drill bit that's 7/8 inch. So we got to figure something out. We're going to drill a pilot hole probably, and then use our Dremel to cut out the rest of the hole. So we've got these series of lips on our bucket, and that's kind of a pain. We're going to have to put our float valve down here so we've got room to put in the entire thing and get everything screwed together properly. Actually, it's not that big of a deal because it's going to be an automatic water, so it's always going to keep this full. It's going to have probably 4 gallons in it instead of, filling it all the way up to the top, which is not that big of a deal. So actually I lied. I do have a 7/8 inch bit. It's a wood bit, And that'll go through plastic just fine, but it's my old antique from my great-grandfather brace and bit. We can do this, we can give it a shot. It might be a little easier to use the Dremel and the drill, but hey, why not use the tools you have and give them a try. Then we're going to put our float valve on. To do that, we just go on the inside of the bucket, stick the threaded portion through the side here, leaving the gasket on the inside per this manufacturer's instructions, and tighten it with this nut. Now we're going to attach the elbow that came with it onto the threaded portion of the float valve. What we're going to do when we install this is we're going to put some pipe sealant in here so that we don't get any leaks coming from this valve. Now we're going to attach our hose adapter onto that. We're going to use some pipe sealant on that as well. Alright, here we got our float valve on the inside of our bucket and our hose connection on the outside. Now you're asking, Eric, what if that float valve fails? You're going to have a soggy chicken coop and potentially some sick chickens, and that's not good. Here's what we're going to do. That's simple. We've got some clear rubber tubing here, and we're going to poke a hole up here near the top of the bucket. We're going to run it out, and that's going to be our overflow drain. We're going to run it outside of the coop. So it's really important that you have a top for your bucket. You don't want anybody jumping in. So buy that top along with the bucket. All right, we're going to poke our hole in the side for our overflow hose here. And that one doesn't really need to be strategically located, wherever you think is best for that. So we're in our coop, we got the chicken water in here, we did put it on a block. You can see our watering cups on the sides there, and I'm going to take you around the back. We've got our float valve connection, and you can see right there where we've got it. Our garden hose run through the side. And like I said, in the future we're going to hard plumb this, but we've got our garden hose run through the side right there and connected to our bucket. Around this side you can see our overflow valve, and that's connected up. So I want to talk a minute about these rent-a-coop chicken watering cups. So I'm going to leave these down in the description below along with the float valve, because those are hard to find. I'm going to leave the Amazon links down there for them. Obviously the bucket you can get anywhere, so that won't be down there, but both of these will. Now, the reason I chose these because I saw too many accounts of the other style cups where you've got a little valve that the chickens peck or push with their beak and it lets water down, and also the nipple waterers. I saw too many accounts of those, of them failing. All right, so White House on a Hill, if you know that channel, go check out his video on those little nipple waterers. His chickens almost died, and they died because those little nipples corroded and they got sediment built up in them, and they failed, and there was no more water coming out of them, or one part stuck up, and you can go check it out. It was crazy. His poor chickens almost died. I'm not all about that. So that's the reason I chose these cups. It's a simple mechanism. There's one spring in here, and the weight of the water pushes the cup down and seals the hole so no more water can get in. As soon as those chickens drink the water, cup goes up, valve goes on, puts more water in, pushes down. Done. Totally simple. I'm all about these. We hope this video was helpful for you in building this hands-free chicken water. And then now you've got more time to go and do other things on the homestead. If you're interested in more homesteading how-to videos, I want you to click on this video right here. Also, head on over to our video page and check out all of our gardening videos, because we've got a lot there and a lot of great information for you.